Good morning. Good morning. Whew. I am working with my consistency this morning. So, past few days, I was in this utter sadness. I just felt like I just got to be. I felt like I had so like last week, I felt like I had arrived at. No, I don't have your book, babe. I'm at the gym with my kids, or leaving the gym with my kids. I felt like I had figured it out. I had found the solution, and the solution was for during the arguments that I should stay silent. And I was like, wow, I got it. And all I got to do is do it. All I got to do is do it now. So I actually thought about putting myself in a situation to where when he came around, that I would bring up one of the conversations that he became angry about. And so I said, if I do that, I'll be controlling the situation. Excuse me, I'm passing the gate here to get inside my complex. And so, you feel stronger? That's fantastic. So I also said that this will also encourage me to be able to come up out of my closet and be able to walk around the home and just be fearless, and just literally go from feeling defeated and sorrowful and depleted emotionally to feeling fearless. And because I'm in control now, and I'm also aware of the ways in which the conversations escalate quickly to arguments. And so what I said is I'm going to just remain silent, but remain silent by being actively attentive, like through my facial expressions. And so turns out I did not do that, and I didn't do it again. And there were two different arguments that I experienced, but I just didn't do it. I didn't remember it. And so I decided that I just became defeated because I wasn't able to do it. And so I said, how can I achieve this? How can I do what I want to do and not fall victim to my urges of trying to explain myself? Because that's what causes the lengthening of the arguments. That's what causes the intensity of the arguments. I'm responsible for that. So what I did was try to figure out how I can not contribute to it. And I said, even though I am going to be silent, he and I will not be able to work and cooperate together. He and I will not be able to do things together. Even if I'm silent from now until forever, when will we do things together? But recently, I have literally prayed to God and said, hey, what can I do? And it was just like kindness. And I was like, oh no. I literally had a dream 2 mornings ago, and I've been doing what I got from that dream since then. And the dream was that I should remember him. I should remember him like I do my children. So if my children were to stub their toe, and then I would run to them and try to console them, and I would feel the hurt that they felt. I don't do that with him. And so I should do that with him. And so I said, okay. Once I had that dream, I woke up and I said, moving forward, I'm going to have that dream. I'm going to have that compassion just as for him, just as I do them. So it worked yesterday, and in fact, yesterday I prayed, and I was just like, I need help to do it, to be that kind and compassionate. And I said to myself and pray, what can I do that will allow me to display compassion? Because I do know like he likes gifts, but I'm currently not generating any money. So how will I be able to keep that up? So I decided I will still be bringing him ice water in the mornings, because he drops the kids off. As soon as he comes back to the house, that ice water will be there, a napkin will be there, and then I'll make some fufu like I did in one of my past videos, and I'll leave that out there, and he'll get his soup for fufu by himself. Now, I could also try to ramp it up in the morning, because as soon as I wake up in the morning, it's on the forefront of my mind. But I really relax at night, and I do it sparingly, so I'll ramp that up. While I was in prayer, I also said that I really want to be generous and forthcoming, and just not holding myself back. And so what will I do? And I said I will try to also greet him. I was told that And I talked about that in a previous video about one of my neighbors here in my townhome complex. She shared with me that she meets her husband in the garage. No, she can hear that he's coming in through the garage, and then so she meets him downstairs. I don't know if she meets him in the garage, but she meets him before he actually enters up into the home. And I was just like, well, that's too much. And she was like, you can just pick and choose if you want to, but you picking and choosing is going to reflect on what you receive back. And so I was like, I really don't want what I'm receiving now. So let me not pick and choose anything. Let me just do kindness and gentleness. Kindness, gentleness, just love, which is the Holy Spirit, which is also what my prayer point was yesterday and the day before with by having that a dream that caused me to really focus on what I'm not giving, on what I can control in my relationship. So ramp up just preparing, helping him out with his meal, being compassionate when he comes home, being attentive about his presence and acknowledging him coming in. And I said that I'm also going to kiss him. And I was just like, and I said, yeah, let me do that. And that would be fully, wholly there, present, like not holding anything back. That would be something. And so I said, I think I can do that consistently moving forward. And because I intentionally try that he don't touch me in any format, in any way possible, all day, week to week, month to month. I said, I've got to be the initiator and I've got to do it. And I started it yesterday. And I mean, an hour later, he was just like, oh, you know what we should do together? We should order Thanksgiving turkey together. And I was just like, okay, because I ain't cooking. And of course, the reason why I don't want to cook is because although I enjoy it, I don't want to put in work and put my heart into something for somebody that I'm not compassionate about, that I don't care a lot about. And so I was just like, I'm not cooking. It's just so much work. But yet I'm a vice president of my kids PTO, and I'm doing it for them. I'm literally making a turkey, and I offered to do the turkey because I know how to do it very well. But I didn't want to do it for my family. I did want to do it for my family because I have 3 kids, but I didn't want to do it for him because he's a part of this family. I didn't want to do it to him. It's too much work. So he hasn't connected that, but he did order yesterday, and we all did it together. My kids were sitting below, and he and I were sitting on the couch, and we were ordering Boston Market full meal for it to come to our home. And I appreciated that we did that. To be able to do something together. It's been a long time since we've done something together that was attentive toward each other, because we've gone to church together, and he's gone into the building 4 times this year, and that's a testimony in itself. I don't want to rob that, but also he's also watched church online at least 4 times this year, so I appreciate that as well, because he's still attending church. And but when we're all doing something together that is having our attention towards somewhere else, and then all doing something together to where we're facing each other and hearing what the other person is saying, and then responding to what they're saying, and it's controlled to where it's not like, what? I can't believe you just to like, we're like, oh, okay, well, based off of what you just said, I'm willing to work with that and compromise with that and cooperate with that. That's what we did yesterday, and I thank God. And what I did differently was literally to kiss him on the mouth and say, hey, I'm going to the gym. And then later on, when he left, he's like, oh, I'm leaving. I was just like, okay, well, great, have a great day. And I was like, and I just started praying. I was like, God, make you continue to bless him on his way to work, bless him when he's in his car, when he's with his clients, going there, while he's there, and when he's coming back. Then he called later on and was just like, I really appreciate what you're doing. He always does that. He always says something positive away from me. He always makes sure to where he's either intoxicated or he is on the phone, or he says it through text. Never in my life have while we've been married, has he said something to where it was kind or nice, just an observation of something that I did while he was with me in the presence, like to where I could actually be like, oh, thank you. But also I think that's the lack of vulnerability that it takes in the dynamic of 2 people. So if I do want to just take some kind of, even if it's a small percentage, some accountability for that, and be able, moving forward, to allow him to do that in some way. So I'll look into that moving forward. Now I'm working on just kindness. So he was able to say it now. So in the future, I'll work on looking in deeply on how he can do that and feel comfortable to do that face to face. So the kiss worked. The he actually called later on and said, he's like, wow, you really are, what did he say? He's like, you're really kind or something like that. He said something, but secondly, but before that, he said, I really like how you told me where you were going to the gym. That just really makes me feel like, you're doing well, or something. And I'm just like, doing well. And I tried to take it like, oh, I'm doing well, like he's checking off, like I have to do something. But I took a deep breath, and in the exhale, I dismissed that whole thought. And I didn't want that thought to deprive me of the zeal that I need and the focus that I need to keep doing this, to be consistent of being kind to my spouse. I'm kind and super generous to everyone else. I literally went to a pantry that I used to visit during the COVID, during the height of COVID, because we're literally still in a pandemic, during the height of COVID, and I knew that I could get a free turkey from there. They gave everything but a turkey, so I ended up giving the box to, I looked up and I saw in this field, there was like one big old tree, but I saw drapes, and I saw a tent, and then I saw a chair, and then just like some mismatching items. So I drove into the apartment complex and saw that the wall ended right where that close to that tree. So instead of walking across the field from the parking lot that I was in with this box, I said, let me drive over there. I drove over there, and behind that that draped curtain were like a man and a woman. I was like, hey, can I give you this food? And they were like, yes, you can, please. So I prayed with them, handed out some gospel tracts about Jesus Christ, and she asked me for a Bible. Gave her my Bible that I happen to have in my car, and which I plan on replacing with Bibles from the Dollar Tree, now that I know that people want them. But I don't show that kind of zealous compassion in my home, and that's obvious, and that's what I'm focusing on now. And so my husband was able to say, thank you for telling me where. He didn't actually mention, oh yes, he did mention the kiss. He did mention me telling him where I was going. So those things, I'm making this video so for myself really, that I can be compassionate and move and zealously compassionate toward my spouse. And I prayed this morning, not just for consistency, but to focus on exemplifying the love that Jesus Christ did for us while he was alive. And I prayed for the Holy Spirit to just really overtake my heart, my mind, and my soul, because everything that is in the fruit of that is what I'm asking for. And I hope that you're able to do the same. Love your commentary. Like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, have a great day. Okay.